Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. As you can see, this is not my seatbelt. We're actually in my daughter's 99 Honda CRV. Now I want to say for a 99, this thing is actually in really good condition. Up until probably last summer, every single thing on this worked. And then the air conditioner went out. I do believe it's the compressor, and I could change that, but by the time I did all that, I'm really not sure the vehicle is worth enough to actually, change that part out. I'm not sure how much it would cost to change that, then recharge the system and all that. Being an older vehicle, recharging it's where it's going to cost the money. So, just not sure it's worth it. But actually this thing is in really good shape, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about something way more amazing than that. I want to show you something. This is the last time that the oil was changed. 6 months before this date right here. So that means right at 2 years ago was the last time the oil was changed on this vehicle. Now you note here it does say 214,000 miles. And if we come down here, it only has 216,000 on it. So we're actually only 2,000 miles over, but we're 2 years into it. Now I want to say, I didn't know if she was changing oil. I didn't know if her boyfriend was changing oil. I didn't know who was upkeeping this vehicle. I just knew it wasn't me. And apparently it was no one, because that is the last time that I changed the oil on it or had the oil changed on it. So what we're going to be doing today is we're actually going to raise the hood and look at the oil and just see how bad the oil actually is. I've heard my whole life. Now I know people say 3,000 mile on oil change or 5,000 depending on what you're driving. My truck's actually 5,000. My wife's Civic is actually 5,000. But I think these vehicles were like every 3,000. So she is a couple of thousand miles over, which, my wife, I'm not going to lie, she is the world's worst about telling you when she needs an oil change. She actually went 12,000 miles on one oil change in her Nissan Altima. It's crazy. I freaked out when I seen that. I was like, holy crap, the car's going to blow up. But we are 2 years or more into this oil change. So let's get out here and raise the hood and just see what this oil looks like. See if we're low, because I don't even know if it's low. The only thing I know that happens to this vehicle is a left front tire actually loses a little bit of air, and I have to put a little bit of air in it, maybe once a month, once every 2 months. The tires have never been rotated on this thing. She just drives it, and that is it. She does nothing else. So let's take a look at the fluids on this and just see how bad 2-year-old oil looks in a vehicle. Now, the one reason I'm really doing this vehicle is we're fixing to go to Florida, and I'll probably change the oil in it, which may be a mistake. It may be used to this old oil and it may blow up with new oil. I don't know. But I'm actually fixing to have the oil changed before I go to Florida, just to make sure, nothing does happen because of the oil. Now I want to show you something. Check this out. This is what the inside of the vehicle looks like. Now, I did tell you it was in really good shape. You can see the door panels are in good shape. But look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at this. And that's pretty cool because it's pink camo. Don't mind the Louis Vuitton bag. That's her bag too. But look at all the frilly stuff. Now, you can guess if this is my car or not. You can say it's mine. But there's an M right there for Michaela. It's not mine. It's hers. Unless I planted that. I'll let you all wonder about that too. Let's get here and look at all. Okay, now underneath here is a complete and utter mess. I mean, you can see the engine's flaking right here. I would probably just flake all that off if it was mine. Now, when I first got this, I did buy this for her whenever she turned like 16. I did change all the spark plugs. I did change the oil, the PCV valve. I did the normal maintenance, changed the air filter and stuff like that. I did all the normal maintenance that a vehicle should have right after I got it. Now, that being said, that was the last time that anything was done to this engine. Now, I did back it in here. It is on level ground. So I did give it time to, for the oil to drain back down. because I do just want to see how all the fluids are doing. So first and foremost, we're actually going to check all the other fluids, and we're going to do the oil last because that is what I'm most curious about. Okay, as you can see right here, we have our power steering fluid. Let's just take a look at it. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but the power steering fluid is full. Here's the notch. You can see the oil level right there. You can see it. It is completely full. No problem there. Haven't put any in it. Let's see if we can see this. It is completely over the max. So the brake fluid is actually over it too. If y'all don't know what I'm doing, you can stick a flashlight up like this. This reservoir and the fluid acts like a diffuser, and it shows you how, or lets you see easier how much fluid you actually have in the reservoir by illuminating it like this. But you can see there, it is completely full. Now, the only other thing we can check, I guess, is the reservoir down here. I'm not sure if you can see that. It may be just a hair low, but it really is not very low at all. It's actually probably about 3/4 in between the two marks. You can see the fluid and you can see the top mark, but I'm not sure if you can see the bottom mark, and there's no good way to get you in there to it. Okay, while we're here, we're just going to go ahead and check the air filter just to do it. You know, I've not checked it. I don't know what it looks like now. So let's just take a goose and gander. If I can get this out. Had a few pieces of dust in it. But you can actually see it looks pretty good. Now, I did change this too when I did everything else. So really, truly, it's only about 5,000, a little over 5,000 miles old. So it should look pretty new, but there is about 2 years on it. But, you know, there is some dead bugs and stuff at the bottom of it. I may get that out later, but for now, we're just going to put it back together. There we go. Got it all back together. Now, I don't even hold that battery. This battery is actually from 2009. The battery is from 909. So, that's a pretty old battery, and it is still ticking. This thing never ceases to amaze me. So let's check what we came out here to check. You know, we've checked all the fluids. Everything seems to be pretty good. The air filter was in really good shape. Over 2-year-old oil. Let's take a look at it. Like I said, it does only have, now I ain't wiped it off yet. You can see there, it is a little bit black, but not really all that bad. So let's wipe it off and just see exactly where it's at. Now, I do want to say there is some stains on the dipstick here. I don't know if you can see that, but we're going to see just where we're at. It is still completely full. Look at that. And really, for 2-year-old oil, it really doesn't look that bad. It's still pretty slick. I actually just took some off the end of the thing. It's not that bad. Now, they talk about oil losing viscosity or something like that over time, or some of its additives it loses, breaks down. But right here, 2 years old, still going, really wasn't even all that dirty. I mean, you can see the brown on there isn't black. It's still a light brown. I'm assuming, I think they use castor oil in this. Whenever I had this done, I use castor oil most of the time. But 2 years old, a little over 2 years old, still looks pretty good. Still runs pretty good, but I am going to say I'm going to change it probably one day this week. So there you have it. 2 years, over 2 years on an oil change, and it still looks pretty good. Now, I don't know if it's true. I don't know, you know, if this stuff really breaks down, or if that's just the oil companies wanting to tell you something to make you change the oil more often in situations such as my Mustang, where I don't drive it very seldom, maybe on average 5 or 10 miles a week just to keep it lubed up. You know, maybe they tell stuff like that just to make sure that, you know, I change my oil every 6 months, and I do in that car, or will. I've already changed it once, I will change it again. But 2 years, still running strong. Let me start it up and let you hear it run, just so you can see it doesn't even chatter. You see right there, it's running pretty quiet. Especially for 216,000 miles on the vehicle and over 2 years on the oil. Pretty quiet. That's a cold start too, so it'll actually even get quieter as the RPMs drop. Simply amazing. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm kind of ashamed, but 2 years on oil change, and I didn't even think about it. But still going strong. Good job, Castor Oil. See y'all next time.